G'day humans, what's good word? Chris Funder here once again for Wrestling All-Star, live from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia for AEW Grand Slam weekend. Day 2, we are talking Pro Wrestling League and Renegades of Wrestling, the Australian Supershow. Friday 14th of February 2025. Doors will open at 6:30pm. Bell will start at 7:30pm from the Eatons Hotel in Eatons Hill. I believe I'm pronouncing the suburb correctly. All the information will be in the show notes below. I believe the majority of tickets, last time I checked, were sold out. There was only a handful of tickets left. This is an all-ages event, however, minors must be accompanied by a guardian. There is still select mezzanine standing room tickets available for $31, plus booking fees. Alright, should we get into some of the action here? We'll just go through the order that the matches were announced here. So, Match 1, Triple Threat for the Renegade of Wrestling Women's Championship. Geez, that's easy for me to say. It is your defending champ, Ashya, against Lena, Kross and Little Marz. Ashya of Victoria, fast approaching day 700 as champion, but will face some fierce competition from Lena, Kross of WA, who's toured the world, including 2 tours of Japan's Sendai Girls, plus trips to North America and Europe over the past year. Their opponent is Queensland wrestler Little Marz. I will admit, being a Queensland fan, I'm not that familiar with Little Marz, but should be a hell of a match. My first time seeing all 3 women live. Yes, I will be there at the show, live in attendance. If you see me, come say hi. So yeah, this should be a hell of a match. I suppose I'll run through everything and then I'll talk hypothetically what I think will main event, but geez, everything on paper looks great. Match 2, the Battle of the Beast. It'll be Rip Ryelly versus Caveman Ugg. Ugg, who has been a standout of the local scene for many years, recently joined forces with the Bullet Club's Rogue Army that saw him eventually go over to New Japan last year and challenge for the IWGP Tag Team Championship with Bad Luck Farway. Rip is a 14-year veteran of the Queensland scene, working all over the state this past year. This is a match that I didn't know I needed until it was announced, and I'm just like, yes, get in my veins, please. Match number 3, Triple Threat match. Robbie Eagles versus Mitch Ryder versus Zeke Andino. Robbie Eagles doesn't really need that much of introduction for anyone who's familiar with New Japan's junior division, where he's become a mainstay and a current member of Team DK, where he's currently holding one half of the junior heavyweight tag team championship at time of recording, with Konosuke Fujita as the Ichiban Sweet Boys. Robbie is also the current Soul of PWA champion at time of recording. His first opponent is top tier's Mitch Ryder. In 2023, he was a part of the TNA, NWA and GCW tours of Australia. Won the vacant PWL title from Punch Drunk Istria in 2022. Their opponent is Zeke Andino, a fellow Queenslander who had a 20-match excursion over to Big Japan Pro Wrestling over the first 5 months of the year. Upon his return, unsuccessfully challenged EC Diamond for the IPW, that's the Impact Pro Wrestling Unified title, in a 60-minute Iron Man match, going the full 60 but losing 3-2. This should be a hell of a match. Robbie and Zeke, more high flyers. Mitch Ryder, I don't really see him being all that much of a high flyer from what I can remember off the top of my head, but for me, should be a fucking hell of a match. You know what else should be a hell of a match? Match 4! Yeah, I'm doing the whole count thing as I'm listing off the matches. If you can't tell, I'm really excited about this card. Match 4, ladder match for the PWL Tag Team Championship. your defending champions, the team of Strong 94, JJ Avery and Renegade, taking on the first challengers, the Dropouts, Scott Green and the Tuckman. My apologies there for pronunciation. Taking on the Ambush, Jarvis and Murdoch, taking on Team QWA, Sam Cannon and Trent O'Day. So Strong 94 won the vacate titles in a four-way match back in October, defeating the teams of Wakehole's Most Wanted, Skinny D and the Cockroach, Bad Blood, Craven and Zach Reynolds, and Decadence, James Jagger and Roberto Pacino. Gosh, I'm having a night with pronunciations. I do apologise to the Queensland wrestlers. The Dropouts call Sydney their home, mainly in IWA and PWL. They are your current Nui Pro Tag Team Champions and Slam Tag Team Champions, having won the latter at the massive Rage in the Cage 2 event late last year. The Ambush call Victoria home, mainly Renegades of Wrestling. With some matches in Mayhem and Wrestle Rock, they are your current Renegades of Wrestling Tag Team Champions. The QWL team are the dark horse in this matchup. While not a regular tag team, they have made regular trips to QWL as part of the Queensland Strong Partnership. We did talk about this on the main podcast when it was announced last year, I believe, off the top of my head. Queensland Strong, so that's your PWL, your UPW, your Wide Bay Pro Wrestling, and your QWA of Townsville, which included, sadly, QWA cancelling their Tropic Rumble event in Townsville from this past weekend with the tropical storm. We hope everyone up there is safe, and any of the fans and wrestlers who are making the trip down can get down safely. So yeah, match 4, ladder match for the tag titles. Should be a hell of a match. Match number 5. Your State of Origin Scramble match that was originally a 4-person but got changed to a 5-person match. So it is representing Victoria, the Aspiration, Locky Hendricks. Representing South Australia, Dean Brady. Representing Western Australia, the Don, Michael Maloney. Representing Queensland, Bobby Bishop. And representing New South Wales, Jack Bonza. So Locky Hendricks has always been a favourite of mine on the local scene. His journey through MCW, from being sort of this younger rookie teaming with Crackerjack to the whole turning on Crackerjack, becoming Loverboy's son, has, I think, was like a standout of peak MCW at the time. Since leaving MCW, he's done a lot of work in Renegades of Wrestling and Mayhem. Dean Brady, whilst being from Queensland, most people would associate him from his time in Right City Wrestling, where he and his sister Delta, now WWE Zarya, really made a name for themselves, at one point being tag team champions. The Don, Michael Maloney of WA is one of those is one to watch for those sleeping on the WA scene. He calls EPW home, along with many appearances in STW, the Southern Territory Wrestling, and NHPW, which is New Horizons Pro Wrestling. I'm just reading out the long-term names in case I mention them again later on whilst you're listening. Bobby Bishop calls PWL's home, also travelling to the other Queensland Strong partners of QWA, UPL and Wide Bay, where he's the current Wide Bay Pro Wrestling champion. And Jack J. Bonza, the 5th entrance in this match, calls both the PWA and New Japan Pro Wrestling Tamashi home. The first winner of the Tamashi Oceania Cup last year and a member of Bad Luck Farways, Rogue Army. This should be a hell of a match. If you haven't already, go on socials, go look out Bobby Bishop's promo, sit down, interview, talking how big this event is for Queensland Wrestling. Do yourself a favour, go watch that. Should be a hell of a match. Match number 6 of the evening. This is also listed as a Scramble match. Yes, I'm just confirming that in front of me that I don't have mistyped notes. Match number 6, Scramble match for the Queensland Openweight and the Impact Pro Wrestling Unified Championships. It is EC Diamond, the defending champion, versus Craven, versus Bojack, versus Ann Carver, versus JJ Furno, versus Moko. So we'll go through here the participants again. EC Diamond is double champ, standout of the Queensland scene, currently calling IPW home while also making appearances for companies like UPW, PWL, Wide Bay, where he is the current Wide Bay Pro Wrestling Interstate Champion, which is not on the line. It is just the Queensland Openweight and IPW Unified Championships that are on the line. I'm also mentioning anyone's other championships just for anyone attending might go, hey, they're from Wide Bay and I've seen them be champion there. So whether they come out with those respective titles or not at this event will come down to maybe. Craven, the Australian sensation, a name many fans familiar to the local scene may know well. Recently wrestling for promotions like Venom, Pro Wrestling League, Wide Bay, and the Southern Territory Wrestling over in West Australia. In the past, he has worked in the United States, Mexico, and Singapore. Bojack wrestles mainly up in Townsville for QWA, but has also made appearances for EPW, IPW, Wide Bay, Pro Wrestling League, and War out of Central Queensland. He's your current QWA Unified Heavyweight Champion. United Heavyweight Champion. I'm just having a night here. Ann Carver is Victorian, but has had an impact in both Renegades Wrestling, Mayhem, MCW, and FWA, where he's the current FWA Heavyweight Champion. JJ Furno is also from Victoria and has wrestled for PCW exclusively in 2024 from the notes that I was able to obtain. He has also made appearances for Right City Wrestling, Southern Territory Wrestling, Renegades Wrestling, MCW, and Wrestle Rock before in recent years. And Moko calls Venom home, but has also wrestled for Wide Bay Pro Wrestling League, Impact Pro Wrestling, Queensland Wrestling Alliance, UPW. Here's your current Venom Pro Wrestling Champion. So yeah, that should be interesting. I believe we have 2 more matches here that were announced. So is the match 7, tag team match for the Oceania Pro Wrestling Women's Tag Team Championship. The Backside Girls of Kingsley and Shay Cassidy, your defending champions, against Billy Mack and Eugenie. So the Backside Girls team regularly in PWA. They've also appeared in for IWA of New South Wales, MCW Victoria, Slam of the ACT. They are also currently one half of your PWA Tag Team Champions, who is Everett Connors and Shay Cassidy, winning at a recent PWA event this past month. Eugenie and Billy Mack did spend 2024 trading victories over the IPW, Impact Pro Wrestling, Women's Championship with Eugenie, the current champion. Eugenie is also the current MCW Women's Champion, while Billy Mack is the current Venom Pro Wrestling Women's Champion. So yeah, there is a lot of representation on this card, and there is a lot of Queensland champions and wrestlers and representation on this card, which is good to see. And match number 8, this was one of the first matches announced, but one of the last matches confirmed, because we are having a 5-on-5 champions versus all-star matches where the captain of the champion, Ricky Utami, geez, I think I just butchered that, my apologies, challenged the captain of the all-stars, Yeet Stevens, to put together teams. So it is champions Ricky Utami PWL champion. Jake Taylor, Wrestle Rock champion. Levi Nixon, Renegades of Wrestling world champion. 13, the UPW heavyweight champion. And Zach Sabbath, the Right City Wrestling Emerald Crown champion, versus the All-Stars. Yeet Stevens of PWL, Edward Dusk of MCW, Wrestle Rampage, he's appeared at recently. Edmund Asman, oh, geez, I'm just having a night with my dyslexia, I do apologise. Renegades of Wrestling, Jesse Love of UPW, and Matt Hayter of Right City Wrestling. This should be a hell of a match as well. What do I think main events? Because there's almost anything on here that you can main event with and it closes the show and it'd be amazing. Probably the 5-on-5 All-Star match and co-main with the women's triple threat. But who knows? So yes, those are your 8 matches tonight for Renegades of Wrestling teaming with Queensland's own Pro Wrestling League for the Australian Super Show. February 14th. Tickets on sale now. Limited tickets remaining at time of recording. Doors open 6:30. Bell time 7:30. Get there, be square. Pro Wrestling League and Renegades Wrestling both still do VOD, so the event should be taped for broadcast at a later date. I haven't heard anything of a live broadcast. So, with that being said, get out there, enjoy some local wrestling, go support Queensland Wrestling. We shall see you again. Well, I will speak to you again tomorrow for a preview of Grand Slam. And with that being said, nothing left to say but good day, and I'll speak to you next time.